A young family, a celebration turned nightmare, a Christmas murder in broad daylight. In the city of Lagos, Nigeria, 2022, 41-year-old Bolanle Raheem, lawyer, wife, mother, and soon-to-be mother of twins, set out for a joyful Christmas with her family. She never makes it home. She is shot point blank by the very people sworn to protect her. It's December 25th, 2022, Ajah, Lagos. The streets are quiet and the air is festive. Bolanle Raheem wakes up early just like any mother would on Christmas morning. Her husband Benga surprises the family with gifts, wrapped packages for the kids, and for Bolanle, a delicate set of jewelry is placed by her pillow. She smiles, she's radiant, pregnant, and alive. They share breakfast, a quiet, intimate moment, and a simple joy. She had earned that happiness. A lawyer of over 10 years, Bolanle had worked her way up in real estate, closing deals and meeting targets. Just 2 days before, she had been gifted a brand new Toyota Venza by a property developer. Her hustle was paying off, and her future looked bright. At breakfast, the Raheem family headed to church, not their usual church in Ikoyi. Today, they decided to worship nearby. After service, they made a spontaneous decision. Why not take the whole family out to eat? A celebration, pizza, ice cream, yogurt, laughter, kids in the backseat. Bolanle in the passenger seat, Benga drives. They approach a junction in Ajah, preparing to make a U-turn near the bridge. A police officer gestures for them to stop, and then a sound, loud, shattering. The window beside Bolanle explodes. She slumps forward, and there's blood everywhere. Everything changes in an instant. Benga pulls over and panic surges. He sees blood spilling from his wife's chest. Her sister Titi screams and she confronts the police officer. He raises his gun again, this time at her. The kids cry in the back seat and bystanders gather, and then chaos. Titi grabs the officer and yells. She drags him to the car to see what he's done. Bolanle is still conscious, just barely. The first hospital, Buru, can't handle her case. The second, Doreen, tries oxygen cotton wool to stop the bleeding. Benga pleads, crying, showing his bank balance to the doctor, but the oxygen isn't enough. They tell him to take her to Granville Hospital at Victoria Garden City. There's an ambulance, but the driver is gone. No one can find the keys. Benga begs to drive it himself. Time is sleeping. Eventually, they rush her in their own car, escorted by a police van. At Granville, doctors try to revive her. They check her pulse. Nothing. Benga Raheem is dead. She was 41 years, pregnant, and she left behind a 5-year-old daughter, shot on Christmas Day by a Nigerian police officer. The nation is stunned, angry, grieving. This wasn't a stray bullet. This wasn't a misunderstanding. Bolanle Raheem was unarmed, defenseless, seated in a car with her husband and child. She wasn't resisting arrest. She wasn't suspected of a crime. Her only offense, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, in a country where the wrong police officer could mean a death sentence. The officer responsible, Assistant Superintendent of Police Drambi Vandi, attached to the Ajah police station in Ajah. He was arrested, suspended, and then charged with murder. In court, he said nothing. His lawyer argued that no eyewitness saw the exact moment the trigger was pulled, that the bullet could not be definitively linked to the officer's weapon, that no one saw him shoot. But the Lagos state government disagreed. They believed the prosecution had proven their case beyond reasonable doubt. The court agreed. So on October 9, 2023, Justice Iburanke Harrison sentenced Drambi Vandi to death by hanging. But the conviction didn't calm the storm. The outrage wasn't just about one officer. It was the whole system. Bolanle's death wasn't the first and Nigerians feared it wouldn't be the last. She joined the tragic growing list of innocent citizens gunned down by the very institutions meant to protect them. Just 2 years earlier in 2020, Nigerians across the country had taken to the street under the banner of EndSARS, a youth-led movement against police brutality. The protests were massive and emotional. The infamous Special Anti-Robbery Squad was disbanded, at least on paper. But nothing really changed. Still, police officers mounted illegal checkpoints. Still, they extort. Still, they shoot. And still, they kill. In Bolanle, she was just the latest name in a bloody legacy. Social media erupted. Her colleagues at the Nigerian Bar Association demanded justice and $10 million in compensation for her family. Civil society groups commended the act and protests spread across Lagos. Her death hit close to home, literally. One prominent media personality tweeted, and I quote, "Bolanle Raheem was my real estate agent. She supported me in my goals. She was so hardworking, positive, such a cheerful spirit. She had a husband, a child. The Nigerian police officers are killers," unquote. But is every officer a killer? Are they all guilty of Bolanle's death? The debate ignited a firestorm. Some argued it was unfair to generalize that not all officers pull the trigger. Some are decent, some are kind, some have been assaulted by civilians and never retaliated. But when the body count keeps rising, how do you tell the good ones apart? Nigerian police force has a long, troubling history. Since independence in 1960, there have been repeated attempts at reforms, laws passed, funding increased, commissions formed. The latest reform came in 2019 when President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Police Trust Fund bill into law, aimed at improving funding and equipment. But what good is funding when the culture remains unchanged? When hospitals can't respond fast enough, when ambulances have no drivers, when CCTV cameras vanish into thin air, and most of all, when justice feels like a miracle, not a right. Many Nigerians no longer believe in reforms. They want a full overhaul. Fire everyone from the Inspector General down and start again. Others propose state policing. Decentralize the force. Let the local governments take charge. But whether that will fix or fragment the problem remains an open question. At her funeral, Bolanle Raheem was mourned not just as a victim, but as a symbol of lost dreams, of a broken system, of a country still fighting to protect its own. She had worked hard. She had built a career. She had created a family, and she was pregnant. Her own mother had sold oranges to put her through law school. She was getting there, slowly, steadily, until a bullet stopped everything. A brutal murder, a national outrage, a courtroom victory, but no real closure. Drambi Vandi was sentenced to death, but Bolanle Raheem is still gone. Her kid is still motherless, her husband is still grieving, and Nigeria still waits for real change. Until then, every trip out, every police checkpoint, every U-turn at an underbridge is a gamble with faith. And for many like Bolanle, it's a gamble that ends in tragedy. Bolanle Raheem, pregnant, lawyer, wife, mother, murdered on Christmas Day. Justice may have come in the courtroom, but on the streets of Lagos, the bloodstains remain. Our hearts go out to her family. May she be of blessed memory. Tell us your thoughts about this case in the comment section below. Let's talk about reforms. How can the Nigerian police force be better? If you like content like this, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, this is A Very Nigerian Crime.